if anyone of you have questions, feel free to speak up, or in the chat you can like text me. It's no problem. So why Marvellous design if we have programs like ZBrush or Maya? Well, Marvellous design is made for literally for
programs that I bring,
and these have been used for different artists and different companies to develop assets for video games or movies. Here I'm going to show you a few examples. This is for a video game cinematic called Watch Dogs. The person who released this, who made this video, is Alberto Mialgo. He was he won the Oscar at Best Animation last year or 2 years ago. And here he's going to tell us the part of the cloth and why it's so important for him do it. And we're going to see that they release it in Marvellous Design.
I love fashion as well and clothes, and when we design characters, I was working together with a stylist because that defines a lot the personality of the character. And then I love cloth simulation and how organic and how everything is in terms of movement. You can see how everything moves like flawless. And I love that. I like realistic animation. I don't do motion capture. I never did it, but I love to take animation reference from actors or many times from myself.
And another example that I can give you is a few years ago too, there were these animations for Spotify, and all the animations, all the cloth was made in Marvellous Design, and also the simulation. As I understand, this couple, that is Cabeza Patata from Spain, they do the cloth and they don't have to apologize. So we can see also the flexibility of the program here. So for this workshop, I'm going to introduce you to Marvellous Design, and I'm going to tell you the different reasons why I use this program. So before to jump into this exercise where I'm going to do the pants of this character, when I did this character, I did it in ZBrush and Maya. So I'm going to try to replace these pants and try to build something more realistic. But before, I want to show you the reasons why I prefer working in Marvellous Design instead of working Maya or ZBrush. So first of all, I want to show you this character that I'm doing recently, and how I do this cloud simulation here in Maya is I select this. I don't know if you are familiar with Encloud. So I create the Encloud, I create the particular, and I press play, right? So now we can see how Maya start doing the simulation. For this kind of exercise, I do it directly to in Maya because it's only a fabric, like it's a simple fabric. But one of the biggest problems when I'm working here is I'm not able to alter the simulation. For example, if if the cloth they start colliding or start like I don't like how the cloth went like a I need to start like reset the simulation and do it again. So here I'm wearing, first of all, it's a little bit slower, but I'm not able to touch the cloth and like tell them like where I want to this like help me. I only have to wait that the program give me the solution, and this can be complicated when you are doing something more complex. Or for example, if I'm doing this cloth here and I want to put it behind to the arm, I have to create an animation to push the cloth and to behind of the arm. But if I'm going to Marvellous design, I'm going to show you one of my characters. So here is my character, and this is the thing that I told you that sometimes happen when you are doing simulation, that the cloud like sometimes like start colliding between one and each other. So if I press this button that is to make the simulation, here in Marvellous I can take the cloth and push it. So it's easy for me to start fixing these mistakes. And this is like a big advantage when you are doing cloth, because it's not easy that the simulation works 100% all the time. So this is a big advantage of Marvellous in this case. So, okay, I'm going to start giving you like the small introduction of Marvellous design viewport. So here we have the 3D space, and here we have the 2D space. This is not the UVs. The UVs, when Marvellous design created, they have the same shape, but this is like let me show you. So here, so if we are here and I create with this button, so here we can see this is transformation, the general transformation, vector transformation, and here we can create like a square, for example, and immediately that I created, you can see it here in the 3D space. And we hit this button or space, and the program creates the simulation. So this helped a lot to be able to be like be able to modify the cloth in the simulation, like be able to interact with the simulation. So we're going to do a simple exercise, that is make a pillow before to jumping to something more complex. So here we'll say reset 3D. I can reset it. I'm going to rotate a little bit mine, and with my tool of transform, I do Control C, Control V, and Marvellous create a new mesh. So a pillow is two fabrics like are merged one each other, and they are filled with the stuff inside. So here we go to the other option in Marvellous, that is the scene swinger, segment swing. So here we have two options. You can connect from this viewport, or you can do it in the 3D one. So is so simple. Here you have the same tools. So here I go to that one and I merge the two sides. And I do the same with 4 sides. And then I press simulate. So now, as you see, both are together, but we need like inflate in this case the pillow. So here in the menu, we can see the whole like settings that you can add to the cloth. So one of them is pressure. So I'm going to add number 2, and then you can see I'm going to give it a little bit more, 5. And then I hit the space, and then we have our pillow. So after you have your 3D or your cloth or the simulation that you want to do, this is no, like, this is in triangles. So how we retopo in Marvellous Design is really handy. So here we go to that one, that is create retopo. And here we have different options. The faster for this case is that one. That one. That one is like you are creating the topology by hand. Yes, and you're creating like this. But Marvellous Design have another one that is parched topology. So when you jump into here, wait, I don't know. Okay, we go to that one. There, here is giving us how many subdivisions we want. So in this case, I'm going to tell the program that give me 10, 10, 10, and 10. And I push create. And then same in this part. And create. So now we have the topology already done. Show you. Okay. In this case. So now that we have our mesh, we have to create the pattern remesh. So here I'm going to say replace and remesh. And now we have our topology well done. Now it's only select these two and we export the mesh. Okay. It's okay. And it's so simple to go. Forward. And here we have our mesh done in, in Maya. This is the workflow that I usually do. Obviously, as you can see, the quality of the wrinkles like disappear a little bit because the topology is low. So in that case, when you start doing the retopo, you always need to start thinking how much topology going to give it to your mesh in the moment that you're going to export it to other software. I also wanted to show you different projects that I do for this program. So let me show you one of them. Okay. One of the characters that when I was doing was a character who was I'm going to show you a second. That character. So I'm doing this character, and one of the problems that I was facing is like she have this jacket, and she have like this rope like around all the arm. So trying to create this in Maya was a little bit tricky because in ZBrush, because you need to think in like the mesh doesn't crash, and also the wrinkles that they create with the arm. So in that case, I work with that one. So that one, they give me the opportunity to play with the cloth, like trying to get the more wrinkles that I can do. If you've seen the jacket is not 100% because this part of the neck, like I wasn't like when I build it, comparing with the art, the original art, like for me wasn't that important in that moment to solve this here in Marvellous. My biggest um, focus was the arm and how can I solve all the wrinkles. After that, I retopple the mesh here, and then I jump into ZBrush, so I can show you the project in ZBrush. And I start continuous working in the wrinkles because as we know, we saw in the pillow, you lose detail, and this is when you need to start thinking like the software is not going to solve you the problem 100%, but it's going to like solve 70% of the problem, right? Mm, Okay. To stop sharing, probably start the problem. No, type the problem. Okay, let's go back to Marvellous design. So now the exercise we are going to do is the rabbit. So you have something called avatar, that is the body that you're going to use as a base um, in your in Marvelous. Like in this case, was the woman. In this case, will be the rabbit. So I import the character. Here, you have to define how big is the character. So it depends of how many um, details you want in the cloth, because it's different. Have a character that is 10 centimeters, 10 meters, 10 feet. So usually I do like inches or feet. Okay. Okay. And we have the rabbit. So in this case, I obviously delete the old pants, and we have it naked. So first of all, you need to understand that Marvelous work as the real life. So usually, how you do cloth is with something called patterns. The patterns are the the map of the cloth, how they usually do the cloth. So it's easy if you have the patterns build cloth in Marvelous, because after you have this, that is the template, it's going to work. So here is patterns that I search like the pants pattern, and you're going to find hundreds of material in this case. So here we have the pants. So I'm going to create a rectangle, and in this rectangle I'm going to add a texture where it's going to be the picture. So I go to texture. Texture, and I'm looking for my picture. Okay. I'm going to frozen this picture, this square. Freeze. And now we go again to our tool, and instead of rectangle, we have this slice polygon, and that one we only need to do is draw. So I'm going to draw a pattern. Easy, easy. And here you can see the cloth is done. So here that we need like a curve. Go to vector, and there's something that is smooth or curve. So you have to press, and then he create the curve. Really simple, no technical. So we have that one. We have one bounce, and we're going to do the other side, like the front and the back. So again, I go to my tool, polygon, and I start drawing the pattern. With the tool, curve, and this one. And when we finish, I delete that. And we can also delete the texture. So in this case, we have the front and the back. Here. And also we have the silhouette of the character. So here I can start testing if it works for the character. So in this case, I need to create the other side. So I press the pattern, and I put like symmetrical pattern. So any modification that I do with one is going to repeat it in the other. You see? We also can see they are connected because they show this line. So same that the other, I'm going to do this and symmetric. Easy. Okay. Now is same that we did with the pillow. We have to put together all of them. But in this case, I need to help the program to to say like where is going to be the pants before they put together. Because if I'm doing right here, like the pants going to fall in the floor. So easy to move in the 3D space with the middle point, middle bottom you move. With the left bottom you rotate, and with the right you select. Okay. So I go into my tool. And here you see I can start doing the 2D space, it's faster. And then I go to the other one. Same. Mm. I have to merge this part, some part. Here. Mm. And now I have to merge this one with this one. Okay. So now is way to press the button and we have our pants. Okay. So here I can put it more. Trying to go back. Have to merge these ones here. Nice. And we have our pants. But we have to see the reference. So the reference is here. We can see the reference. So in this case, the pant have like an arlequin. Here I can show you the reference that I found. This kind of pants. So we have to create, like, cut the fabric in this part, and no matter that I search a lot, like patterns of this kind of pants, I couldn't find. But is when you need to start like studying patterns to get experience on how create the cloth, because in this case it's flat, right? So I'm going to do this cut. I'm going to cut the pants. So to do that, we go to the internal polygon, and I'm going to do this cut. Okay, it's thinking. Second, we are going to save. Perfect. And as you see, this the things that I do in this side is going to repeat in the other side. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to cut here. Okay. So here we can see how the pants were cut. So in this case, I need to move one of them to align it. So I'm going to go to editor banner. And now that I have this part, I'm going to cut. So to cut the pattern, you select the line that you're going to use as a cut, and here is cut and sweep. So I cut this part, and I cut this other part. So now you see, here is this part. So I'm going to select this part of the pants because we don't need to modify it anymore. And I'm going to freeze the simulation. So no matter what I'm going to do, this is going to maintain the shape. Now, as we know, the pant is shorter, and I need to do. So is when you start playing with the tool. So in this case, I'm going to increase the size of the pant. Same that one. Okay, I'll probably delete this one. Going to make the pant shorter. And I'm going to add like in the base, so something that is going to attach the pants. So in the moment that the pant is like more big, like in one point I have to merge in the bottom. So I create a rectangle. and then select the same. Control-C, Control-V. Merge both. Here. Probably need to do it a little bit smaller. No, probably I can do smaller. So you see the mesh start crashing in the body. That is because it doesn't have too many pixels, so in this like particles. So I reduced to 20 to 10. So now it's going to be the spacing t one particle to each other was 20. Now I'm going to say like it's 10. So it's going to be more detailed. And you see, now it's not crashing. Now I take these two, this one, symmetric, and symmetric. Here, and these ones are not connected. And now I'm going to connect the bottom of the pants with these two. So, thing. Hmm? With this one. And now that they're connected, I can increase the size of the pants. Mhm. And I'm going to add a little bit of the pan inside a little bit. Mm. Okay. Now I'm going to cut the pants here. Um, okay. And so here I'm trying to create this gap of where is going to be the holes in the pants. Okay, and now I want to select this. I'm going to say cut and so now I went, okay, I know what I did wrong. Because in this case, the pants don't going to break until the end. So I need to, let's do it again. Select all this and we press cut. Hmm? After I fixed the error between the internal lights, it's add a little bit curve in these lights so there is no overlapping and the program can understand more what is the pattern that you want to take off of the main pattern. With that, I start doing the same process again, so I speed up the process. After we have the bands done, with the tool of retopology and parts the topology, we start adding the final mesh of the bands. As you've seen, it's really easy because the topology is made in a 2D environment, so we can read easier the shapes and make the topology more clean. After I finish the band in Marvellous design, I bring it to Maya and I start doing the retopos. So first direct thing I do is I delete usually the one of half of the band, and I start doing the retopology, merging the different meshes, fixing and adding more topology to the band. And here I'm going to leave you with part of the process, and I hope so you like the workshop, and see you later.